Yeah, my name's Dale Houck. I'm a 1968 graduate of Lewisburg High School. And 2 weeks after I graduated, I was on my way to Great Lakes, Illinois for basic training for the U.S. Navy. After basic training, I was stationed in Adak, Alaska for a year. And from there, I went to Vietnam. Was stationed at 3rd NCB, Da Nang, Red Beach in Vietnam for a year. And I'm just proud to be an American and proud to do my duty. And I spent my last tour of duty at Lewis, Delaware.
Dick Purcell, class of 1961, Lewisburg High School, served in Southeast Asia, Okinawa, Thailand, Taiwan. Came back into Fort Hood. I was a military intelligence analyst in the United States Army. Obviously, Veterans Day or Memorial Day parades and Veterans Day parades are always a big thing, especially in a small town like this, because you have lots of people in these small towns that have served or had family members that served, so it's really important to them. I'm not sure how it is in the city. They don't have room for lots of parades like this, but this is a big deal on any time like this time of year. So there you go.
Yeah, thank you very much,
No
sir.
problem.
My name is Barry Mavis. I'm a U.S. Army veteran of Vietnam War. My time in service was from 1966 to 1968. My time in Vietnam was from January 66 to December of 66. I'm a Purple Heart recipient of 2 Purple Hearts, and veterans mean the world to me. I served 19 years with the National Guard, retiring out of the National Guard with 22 years of service. I supported OCS and NCO school at Fort Indian Town Gap for 7 years, and one of the members of the National Guard is here today, and that's Brigadier General Carol Eggert, retired. She was one of the women that went through the OCS class down at Fort Indian Town Gap. And I like to do the Veterans Day parades. I put our Purple Heart chapter number 656 out so that people that do have Purple Hearts know that Purple Heart chapters do exist. My pickup truck has all the service flags on, plus the Purple Heart flag and the national flag on it. And I have a CD that I play that has a little bit of Good Morning Vietnam and Glenn Miller songs on it, and it's usually about every other song. But I thoroughly enjoyed doing parades and stuff.
Yeah. Thank you very much for your service.
You're welcome.
What is your name, sir?
Raymond Pottios, P-O-T-T-I-O-S.
Okay, thank you. And you said you taught at Lewisburg for how many years?
30.
Yes, and
Coach,
coach, which sport did you coach?
football and wrestling.
Oh, that's wonderful. And then what does being a veteran and being in the service mean to you?
You get a lot of benefits. No, I think most people in the service are there by chance. You get pushed around. I didn't go to Korea, I went to France, veterinary corps.
When were you in? From when to when?
53 to 55.
And what branch of service, sir?
Medical. Veterinary corps. Underneath
Oh.
We had the food supply that came up through France.
Yes. Okay, thank you for your service, sir.
You're quite welcome.
So what is your name, sir?
Stephen Fisher.
And tell me a little bit about yourself.
Okay, I graduated from Lewisburg High School in 1967. I was drafted into the Army in August of 1969. Spent 14 months in the Republic of Vietnam as a combat medic with the 173rd Airborne Brigade. Now I live in Lancaster, Pennsylvania.
Yes, and what does it mean to be a veteran to you?
Oh boy, well, it means everything. I mean, I was drafted. I didn't volunteer, but it's an experience I'll never forget, and I wouldn't take $1 million for it.
Thank you very much for your service, sir.
Thank you.
What is your name, sir?
Larry Erb.
All right, please tell me a little bit about yourself.
Okay, I went to Lewisburg High School. I played football and wrestled for Lewisburg and baseball. We went undefeated only Lewisburg team went undefeated in wrestling.
Then I joined the Army in '68. And then I went to Dix. Then from Dix, I went to Fort Leonard Wood. From Fort Leonard Wood, I went to Vietnam for a year, October '69 to October '70. And then I went to Fort Raleigh, Kansas. And I live in Lewisburg.
All right. What does it mean to you to be a veteran?
It means a lot. It just upsets me. You see these people out there protesting. If it wouldn't be for us veterans, they wouldn't be able to protest. And freedom means a lot to me.
Yeah.
Joe Carter.
Okay. Please tell me a
And I
little
was
about
raised here in Lewisburg, went to Lewisburg High School, graduated 1964. 1966, I went in the military. I enlisted in the Army. And let's see, I took my basic training in AIT at Fort Jackson, South Carolina. And in December of 1966, I was sent to Korea, and I put a year in 7th Infantry Division, 2nd Battalion, 32nd Infantry in Korea. And I come back to the States, put 1 year as cadre at Armored School at Fort Knox, Kentucky. Oh, military history. I put 6.5 months in Europe. I was discharged, and I finally enlisted in the reserve element in 1972, and I retired out of that in 1992, retired from the reserves, Sergeant First Class. I retired out. I put, on the reserve side of the house, I put about 17 years with mechanized infantry in a reserve element. So I put a total of 26.5 years with the military.
Thank you for your service, sir.
That's a little bit about myself. That's quite a bit.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So what is your name, sir?
Richard Chappell.
All right. Please tell me a little bit about yourself.
I graduated from Lewisburg High School in 1956. I went down to train down at Fort Knox in the Army, and I came home and I served the rest of my time in the Pennsylvania National Guard, and I served 22.5 years in the Pennsylvania National Guard, 17 years in the reserves in the Army, and I enjoyed every minute of it, well, most of the time, yes. And that's about it.
All right. What does it mean to you to be a veteran?
It makes me feel proud. I've been associated with a lot of fine people.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you.
My name is Frank Warren, and I'm a retired Air Force, 24 years, 4 years active duty, 20 years with the Pennsylvania Air National Guard, helping to fly the tank killers. Was part of the 111th Fighter Wing down Willow Grove for 20 years. I'm a graduate from Lewisburg High School, college graduate from Northern Michigan University, and it's been an honor and a privilege to have served my country here. And proud to be a part of the Lewisburg community.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you.
My name is Fred Ripka. In 1964, September, I flew dignitaries out of Washington, or I was flight engineer on an aircraft that flew dignitaries out of Washington into Thailand, and we observed a B-66 flight of 4 airplanes go and bomb Hanoi. And on the way back, they lost the engine off of one, but the other 3 weren't hit. At that time, of course, there was no Vietnam ribbons and all that sort of thing, and I was being in the combat zones. I was issued a expeditionary medal for our program, which was later turned into a Vietnam medal. and then I had the opportunity to go into Vietnam 2 other tours. In July the 1st, 1974, the war was officially over.
Well, I'm sure I was in the Marine Corps for 22 years, 5 months, and 23 days. I graduated from boot camp on my 22nd birthday. Made Da Nang at Christmas Eve of 1967. Stayed there and went to, most notable place I went to was Khe Sanh during Tet of 1968. And left Vietnam in 69. Tried to go back again, but they wouldn't send me back. They said the war was just about over. They didn't need grunts back then.
Yeah.
And like I said, I was in here for 22. I was infantry the whole time, and that's about it. I only made one tour.
Thank you for your service.
So, from Lewisburg, I was in Udon, Thailand with the Det 156 Special Operations Wing, branch from him. And we trained Cambodians in the oceans on T-28. That's about it.
Thank you for your service, sir. So what does it mean to you to be a veteran?
Well, it means a great deal. I'm very proud that I entered the service at the age of 17. And I'm very proud for what I've done, and just elated.
Yes. Thank you for your service.
Well, thank you. Thank